Everybody wants to downplay emotions. You see, it's okay to be mental because you're thinking. That makes you logical. That's okay. It's okay to be physical. You know, it's okay to crave something and to submit to the physical or what the physical body wants because, you know, we're physical. But when you start talking about emotions, it's not okay to be emotional in society. People do not, in this society, do not understand emotions, which turns into a dislike towards it. A lot of people dislike emotions. And emotions, beloved, are important because the mind is not enough to exist on this realm. The body is not enough to exist on this realm. It's the emotions that really set the stage for our existence here on this school that we call Earth. You see, the mental realm is a realm that most humans never really get a chance to tap into. They never really get a chance to tap into it because of the fact that most of human existence now, because of the matrix being the dominant construct here in society, most of human existence is based on the physical. And the emotional side of human existence is what gets people in trouble usually, and what leads to trouble and despair. And this is why people do not like the emotions. They can't stand emotions because they feel like emotions get people in trouble. So in society, people really don't like emotions. You know, we play off of it. We go see movies that are emotional. Society is fueled off of emotions, but people are punished for being emotional. Oh, you're just emotional. You need to get control of your emotions. You need to be more balanced. You need to be more logical. You need to be more positive. You're being negative. This is what they say about emotional people. And it's nothing wrong, beloved, with being emotional. And it doesn't make you less spiritual when you are emotional. And actually, in truth, it makes you more spiritual. According to astrology, emotions is governed by the water element. According to astrology, technically emotions governs all of the elements. See, a lot of people don't realize that. Emotions control usually how people think. How you feel supersedes how you think. If you're not feeling good, a lot of people that can't control their emotions, which I'll go into on the second half of this video, how to work with the emotions. A lot of people that aren't feeling well usually allow their minds to be conquered by their emotions, and they begin to express and communicate based upon the mind, because the mind controls the communication function. They begin to express and communicate how they feel, which is not good. So now they're expressing thoughts of not feeling good, which is perpetuating the emotion. So now they're attracting more things to themselves that isn't good. You see, when you get into emotions, beloved, you want to learn how to work with them so that they don't conquer your being. You see, emotions are energy that is moving. Energy in motion. Emotions. If you look up the etymology of the term emotion, it means to move out. So when you say I'm emotional, this means to move out, to conjure up. This is what emotions are, to stir up. You see, to be a good magician, you have to manipulate and learn how to use your emotions. See, emotions are key even in magic, beloved. You cannot be a good magician if you cannot stir up the ethers. You have to learn how to stir up the ethers. You see, good magicians are usually people that are ruled by water, mostly. And they can stir up the ethers because water is easy to stir up. You see, anger is linked into emotion too, but it's ruled by fire. See, anger is ruled by the fire aspect of emotion, but the water aspect governs all emotions in general. So when we talk about emotions, water is the governing principle of emotion, and most magicians that are ruled by water are really good at stirring up the ethers and keeping things going and getting things moving and getting things in motion. See, this is emotion. This is what you use to create your magic. But when you deny the heart which is the center of emotions, when you deny the heart and don't listen to it, you're dooming yourself. You're dooming yourself because you got to follow your heart according to universal law, not your mind. You got to follow your heart. If something doesn't feel right, it's not right for you. For you. See, it's not about right and wrong as far as a religious thing. It's about right and wrong according to emotions. If something does not feel right, if you're in a relationship and it just doesn't feel right, then it's not right. It's not right. You should always feel right. If it feels like you feel not like you're not right, or you're not in a right situation, it's not right. It's one thing to feel bad or to have a bad day. That's one thing. But if you don't feel right in your situation, you need to change it, because emotions means to move. See, the emotions comes up because it's trying to tell you where to go next. Your emotions are sensors. This is your indicator of what to do next and how you feel. It's based upon how you feel. That's what's going to determine what you're going to do next. So when you follow your heart and you're happy and you're creating based off of happiness, you're going to always do the best thing next because you're being fueled by happiness. You see, well, not even positivity, but happiness. Being optimistic. This is what's fueling you. You see, but when you are in fear, which is the opposite of, or the dark side of emotions, which is fear, you will do things that perpetuate fear. So you want to learn how to work with emotions to learn how to work your magic. When you feel a certain kind of way, you're going to always manifest it. If you feel like you're going to make $1 million and you really trick yourself and manipulate your emotional body enough to the point where you manipulate yourself and get psyched up like you already won the money, and then you go to a casino, you can win $1 million. You can win $1 million. You can do it. Based off of, that's just how powerful you are with your emotions. But most people, like I said, we suppress emotions in this society, and that's done by reason, by the powers that be. You see, we are worried about what the powers that be are doing as far as politics and what they're doing on an extraterrestrial level and what they're doing on a New World Order level in the Olympics, and Rodney King and Trayvon Martin and all of this stuff. We're worried about what the elite is, how they're working, and how do they have their hand in those particular topics and in those particular aspects of life. But what about how they manipulate you through your emotions and cause you to perpetually create hell for yourself based upon manipulating how you feel, because they know the emotions are the most important. Because again, the mind can't function right unless the emotions are functioning properly. You see, when you're thrown off, just think about it. If you get scared and a dog is coming at you and it's like and you're scared, see, for one thing, you're not supposed to get scared when a dog is coming at you. Before I use this example, I want to say this. Never get scared if a dog is coming at you, because they operate off of fear. The more scared you are, the more of a chance it's probably going to do something to you. The less fear you have, it's not going to do anything to you. If you just sit there and look at it and it's running full speed at you, this happened to me before. If a dog is running full speed at you and you sit here and look at it in his eye like this, and you look at him, no fear, you look at him, he'll stop. He'll stop right in his tracks and look at you. He might growl. He's just waiting for you to just be like, even if you get angry, because that's fear. A lot of big men, you know what I'm saying, they get angry and they thinking because they macho man, they angry, they really scared. See, when niggas get mad and get angry when they about to fight, they scared. A martial artist knows that you keep your emotions in balance, even when you're about to engage in a fight, because this is what's going to determine how well you'll do based upon how balanced you are emotionally. So when a dog is coming at you, you remain balanced. And he'll stop. Then he'll look at you. And he might even smile a little bit, lick his tongue out, and walk away. You see, because he sees that you have no fear in you. You have no fear in you, so he knows this. But if you're about to take off and run, which I was going into before, and the dog is coming at you and you're scared, and now your emotions are going, so now your mind is not working right, is it? So you like, run! That's the wrong thing to do. So now you're about to get yourself bit. For one thing, you're not going to outrun a dog, and even if you manage to outrun the dog, you just basically perpetuated fear for dogs inside. Now you're scared of dogs even more because you just ran from it. So now when you're faced with the situation with a dog again, you're going to probably run again, and you might get bit the next time. All based on fear and perpetuating it based upon your emotions, and your emotions causing your thoughts to be thrown off. So your thoughts aren't dominant. You see, you can have a strong mind, That's one thing, but being a balanced emotional being will beat a strong mind any day. Having balanced emotions will beat a strong mind any day. So use your emotions. Your emotions are energy. You work with your emotions. Energy is not created nor destroyed. It just changes form. So you learn how to work with your emotions and use the anger and channel the anger into a positive reality. Channel the anger by going to basketball practice, and all the anger that you had for, say for instance, you were mad at your mother, and you're in high school and you go to basketball practice now because you were mad at your mother or whatever. You go to basketball practice, you're still angry. Take that anger out on the basketball court. A lot of athletes do this already. If you're angry at your spouse, and you, say for instance, you work at a data entry job, you're typing, and you're mad at your spouse, use that anger to type faster. Say, I'm so mad at this nigga. I'm so mad at this nigga. Like, you do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm so pissed off, and you just typing fast. You're doing 100 words a minute because you're so mad. Anger can do that. Emotions can do that. See, emotions has a super chemical in it. And the chemical that was responsible for that woman in Chicago, this happened some years back. Her baby got stuck up under a car, and a lot of people know about this and use this example. But it was her emotions that allowed her to lift that car up. It was the emotions, actually, that her not wanting to see her baby die. That's an emotional connection. It's deeper than the mind. The mind couldn't do that. The mind couldn't lift up a car. The mind's going to say no. If you try to lift up a car, the mind's going to be like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. But see, when you're emotional, it just, everything going, she just lifted it, she used her emotions and converted it. So you can also do that with your emotions. Like, if you're really emotional, you take your emotions, you fight the dog. If that's what you want to do, if you don't mind getting bit up a few times, because he's going to bite you, but you might can beat him. You fight the dog. If that's what you want to do. But a real master that's in tune with their selves and their emotional bodies and their light bodies and their etheric bodies will tame the dog with his mind. He'll communicate with the dog telepathically and say, I'm not here to harm you. Because he's in balance with his emotions. So emotions can be worked with in different ways. You can be balanced and remain in the middle, which is the best way. Or you can use the emotions and convert that into something constructive, which is a good way too, because that's the way that you really should use your magic that way. When you work with your magic, you use the emotions to work with your magic. You see, when you do your law of attraction and all that, and you work with your attraction rituals, you use your emotions to work with those rituals. So there's nothing wrong with getting things stirred up. Here in the Matrix, we are just too linear. You know what I'm saying? We are too turn the other cheekish, and we are scared to get things stirred up and to get things going, and we're scared when people get angry. And see, anger and all that keeps everything going. That keeps everything boiling. That keeps everything interesting. The emotions is what keeps everything interesting here in the third dimensional matrix. Now, there are some realms where they've totally mastered their emotions, and that's why a lot of beings come back here to this planet to study humans, because we have emotions. And our emotions, if worked with properly, can have us to become superior to many extraterrestrial groups if we learn how to work with our emotions correctly. But a lot of us don't, because society does not promote that. Society teaches you that emotions are bad, but then they punish you for getting emotional. Most people that get locked up, that are in jail right now, are like that because they got emotional. And they lost it, and that's why they're there. They lost it. They killed somebody. They raped somebody. They lost it. They let their emotions control them. Even sex. The craving of sex is an emotion, energy, emotion. You can use the sexual energy to do something higher with it, or you can feed into it and use the sexual energy during the act and work a sexual magic spell and convert that energy over. But if you just get up and jump on your woman and you want to have sex with her, you know what I'm saying, and you just basically taking off your energy in her, and you ejaculate, and you basically give her all your energy or whatever. This is basically the emotions overcoming you. The emotions were allowed to overcome you. You don't never want to allow emotions to overcome you. You want to rise above the emotions. You want to rise above the emotions by remaining in the middle, remaining in the center. And either that, or you want to work with the emotions, which is still going to have to cause you to be in the middle and in the center if you want to work with the emotions to convert it to something greater. So those are the two ways to work with emotions. Again, emotions are just energy. I don't care what emotion it is. It's just energy. It's going to always keep moving. So you might be feeling like that now. It's going to pass. It's just emotion. It's just energy that's going to keep moving. It's going to move to you and through you. So just work with the energy by remaining centered, remaining grounded, and remaining focused. Until we meet again, I'll leave you in peace.